Yeah, all right. Welcome to the show. It's Dave and Johnny live.
We're back.
We are back. You know us. I'm Dave. He's Johnny. Hi, Johnny.
How's it going?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm all right. It's a little hot, but it's okay.
A little bit hot. We got the AC going in here. It's cool in the studio.
Oh, it's just hot getting here, though, because, man, Montreal Metro system, it's rough.
There's no air conditioning in the Montreal subway system, is there?
There is in some, but sometimes you don't get the right train. It's rough. It's like a sauna in there.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah.
But what do we have here on the docket? Welcome to the show. I haven't seen you in a week, Big Johnny. We haven't seen each other since Wrestling Uncensored. It feels like a while. We've been doing so many of these post shows and preview shows and all sorts of stuff.
It's true.
You know, it was a week off from the WWE, so it felt like, it's been a while. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It was your birthday this week. Happy birthday, big man.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And, how was it? Good birthday?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I didn't do much. I went to the gym. I watched a lot of 13 Reasons Why. That was about it.
Sounds uplifting.
Maybe not, but I don't know. I thought it was fun to do, so I did it.
Oh, why not? Have a day off, relax, go to the gym, binge on your favorite TV show.
Well, actually, I just watched variety clips of it, not the whole thing straight, just like certain clips.
Okay.
That's about it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun.
I enjoyed myself.
Good. Well, that's what's important, right?
Yeah.
It's your birthday. You do what you want to do.
That's right.
That's right. Big Johnny Day. So we have a lot to get to here on the show. We will recap TNA, or I guess it's not TNA. I keep saying TNA Slammiversary. It's Impact Slammiversary, right?
But it's tough because a lot of them were called TNA Slammiversary, so.
Well, yeah, but it's not TNA at all, right? They don't even say TNA. It's just Impact Wrestling.
Well, now they do. But before it was, so it's tough.
Yeah, for so long I was just saying TNA Slammiversary, TNA Impact, whatever, and now it's Impact Wrestling. And it has been for a while, but it's still there for me. Anyways, did you watch Slammiversary?
I did not.
No. Not at all?
I know that Sami Callihan won.
Yeah.
That was the main event, was it not?
Yeah.
Wow, that's very surprising. But I guess it makes sense. I mean, it was the hottest angle I think they had.
It was the match that sold the show.
Well, I don't know about that. I thought Brian Cage, Michael Elgin, but I guess I have a different opinion on what sells the show. I guess they thought man versus woman sells the show more, and it is a controversial topic in a sense for a lot of people, so maybe that was a bigger selling point.
It was something unique to Impact Wrestling.
But when I looked forward towards what the match I want to see the most, Brian Cage, Michael Elgin.
Yeah, I think I was more. I was looking forward to both matches. I enjoyed Callahan and Blanchard more, though. I thought it was a better match.
Well, Callahan's an amazing storyteller, and I can only imagine like what he would have done in that something like that, because he's really good at going outside the box with his stuff. So
yeah,
with that kind of stuff, I can only imagine.
He hit Tessa with baseball bat.
The golden one?
No, that was Tessa's bat.
Okay.
He hit her. I don't think maybe he hit her with the golden one. I don't know, but at some point she came up bleeding. And I'm not sure if it was from the bat shot or what, but her nose was busted open. Like, it was a rough match.
I imagine. And
it was a man versus woman match. So it's a little bit different, but, Tessa had her moments.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy won in the end. But it was just like any other match. The only difference was it was a man against a woman.
Right, and it was the main event, and it was kind of like the end of all this in a sense, where Tessa's been facing all these guys, winning too.
Yeah.
And you thought maybe she'd actually beat Sami Callihan, and if she was ever going to beat Sami Callihan, I think that was the moment to do it.
I think, if anything, it made Tessa a bigger star.
Right.
She main evented a show against Sami Callihan. It was a big Impact Wrestling show, one of their biggest shows of the year. And she delivered. She had a great performance. I haven't seen that much of Tessa Blanchard, and I was really impressed. So I'm now a fan. Like, I'm on board the Tessa train. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think a lot of people watching that card are going to feel the same way. And I think a lot of people that maybe don't watch Impact all the time watch Slammiversary to kind of check things out because they heard a little bit of buzz from different matches.
I'm sure.
I was hearing buzz, so I watched the card, and I was impressed by certain talents. Certain people got over with me, and I don't think anybody got over more than Tessa Blanchard.
I think eventually the plan is to make her, if not the heavyweight champion or maybe the X Division champion, I think they will make her a singles champion that usually the men held. So I think she's going to be that. I think they're kind of prepping you for that. The fact that she can go toe-to-toe with Sami Callihan. Doesn't win, but eventually I think she will win the big one.
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what the plans are in Impact, you know? We'll see. Other matches on the card, Brian Cage beating Michael Elgin for the Impact title. Cage retaining. It was pretty good.
Well, then Rhino came out, right? Or not Rhino? Masked
a guy
Rhino?
in a mask, but it looked like Rhino.
Didn't he do the gore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did like a Rhino taunt. It was
right.
Obviously Rhino.
But it can't be Rhino, or they can't sell that it's Rhino because he's still under contract until I think the 14th. So
what?
That's why he did the mask thing, which I still find it's like, wow, like they know it was you, but you still did it anyways. I'm kind of surprised by that.
Whoa. Rhino's still under contract with WWE?
Right.
Till the 14th of July.
And yet he did that, and everyone knows he did that. But
which is Sunday.
Yeah.
So he showed up a week earlier in Impact?
But I guess you could say, like, oh, it was a masked guy, but clearly it was him.
It was obviously Rhino.
Right. But yet he did it. I wonder if there'd be repercussions for this, but...
Wow. That's crazy.
A little bit. They could have waited, but I guess the pay-per-view is a big deal, so...
Does that do anything for you? Like, oh, now it's going to be Rhino and, you know?
When I think about it, Rhino had a great run in TNA. I think he was the heavyweight champion for a little bit, but that was so long ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, it's great to see him now in there because I wrestled Rhino and he's fantastic. People can say like, oh, he's getting kind of old. Like I still think he's very good. I think he could have been WWE champion. I don't know why they didn't give him the title.
Well, when?
Obviously, it was a couple of years ago, but still.
There was never a point where it would make sense for Rhino to be WWE champion.
When they were doing the invasion angle, he could have been at least world heavyweight champion. I think he was that over. It was unfortunate he got injured, but I think he should have been world heavyweight champion.
I don't know about that.
I think he was that good of a worker. He could work anybody. He's that good. He's so versatile. And man, he looks amazing. See how huge his legs are? Like that's what really blew me away when I met him. Like, man, those legs.
You're a big Rhino fan.
A little bit.
A little bit. I know you like Rich Swann a lot.
Yep.
He had a fantastic match with Johnny Impact defending the X Division title. I like that.
See, I got thrown off. I thought there'd be a title change here. It was actually the tag team before the pay-per-view, right?
Right.
Because
what was that?
It was, I believe, the North came in and won the championships before the pay-per-view, so then they made it a three-way tag, and then they retained, and now LAX is gone, apparently.
Yeah, LAX's contract is up with Impact Wrestling, and they're going to leave.
Probably going to AEW, I think.
It would make sense.
Well, they're getting all the great tag teams, right? They have the great matches with the Lucha Brothers in Impact. Why not bring it over to AEW? I think it makes a lot of sense.
I was watching LAX, and I was like, this isn't LAX. Who are these guys?
No, well, you missed that before. They had that where it was the OGs, where it was Hernandez and Homicide, like the original LAX. But now it's the new LAX, pretty much. That's these guys.
But even before Hernandez, there was another guy with Homicide, wasn't there?
It was a three-man group. Yeah, I forget who it was, but yeah, they're not there anymore. But they had that feud where it was like the original LAX versus the new LAX, and the new LAX won. So they kind of ran with that for quite a bit.
So many incarnations of LAX over the years.
Well, so many incarnations of Suicide too, no? Suicide's back, is it? Did Suicide wrestle not on?
He is?
Well,
I didn't see him on that show.
TJ Perkins.
Well, he was just TJP.
Okay.
And then I saw TJ Perkins in a really good Fatal 4-Way match with Jake Christ, Trey Miguel, and Willie Mack. I was impressed by Willie Mack. He's really good.
I've heard good things.
TJP was there, and I was like, oh, he's not in 205 Live?
No, he had this big thing like he doesn't want to live in a basement anymore. You didn't see that promo that he did?
No.
Yeah. Apparently he wants to be free, so he's free now.
So he's in Impact Wrestling in an opening match 4-Way. Is that better than being on 205 Live?
I think he feels that way because I think he feels on 205 he wasn't being treated well.
Yeah. Eddie Edwards beating Killer Cross in a First Blood match. That was all right. And Moose beating RVD.
It's too bad for RVD, but it makes sense. I mean, they brought him in to put guys over. It's not just to give RVD another shine.
RVD looked great, though.
That's good to hear. I'm a little bit worried that he's kind of slow now, isn't he?
He's slower than he was.
Right.
But, like, how old is Rob Van Dam?
Not 50, but
48.
Yeah, close to it.
So, you know, and he still does a lot. He's still doing dives to the outside. He's still doing a bunch. So I was happy to see RVD. You don't see him too often, and when you do see him, he always delivers. He's one of those guys that's always been great.
Well, that's good to hear. But also they have to push Moose, right? Because he's one of their main guys in Impact.
Yeah,
so
it makes sense. Yeah. Taya Valkyrie in a great match against Jessica Havoc, Rosemary, and Su Yung. I wasn't really sure the difference between Rosemary, Jessica Havoc, and Su Yung. They all kind of had face paint on.
Right.
Very similar gimmicks. I was a bit confused. Taya Valkyrie definitely stuck out because she looks totally different than the other three. The match was very good. Like, they all worked their asses off and had a great match, but I wasn't really sure what kind of gimmick they were all running. It seemed like they were all running the same gimmick except for Taya.
Right.
Weird.
A lot of it's all death and, like, mysterious kind of almost
They all had, like, skull face paint on. I was like, is this a 3-on-1 match? No, it's a fatal 4-way.
Right.
Why? You know, like, the match was really good, but they all look the same.
Right. Well, you have to get used to the characters, I guess. And
I mean, there was one that was bigger than the other two, but that was pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, it's too bad that a lot of them just have similar gimmicks. It's unfortunate, but it turns out that way sometimes.
Yeah. So, Slammiversary, I'd give it a 6 on 10.
What was your favorite match?
I would say Sami Callihan, Tessa Blanchard.
Oh, that's solid.
Main event, match of the night. They did well.
I find it...
Johnny Impact and Rich Swann, though, and the 4-way, the women's match, they were up there as well. Like, they were in contention.
It's always Sami Callihan, Rich Swann. Those guys are the ones stealing the show all the time, I find.
They're very good.
They are. Good guys, too.
Underused in WWE. I mean, Rich Swann, I think, was going to get there, but he had an incident with his girlfriend or wife, and then they let him go, and something happened.
An incident, yeah. It's unfortunate.
But I think they're still together.
They are.
It just looked bad from a
PR
standpoint.
It was bad publicity, pretty much.
Yeah.
And WWE just cut ties because it's easier for them to do that.
That's what they do.
Oh, yeah. Adam Rose, they do it.
Yeah, right. Whatever happened to that guy? Isn't he No Way Jose now?
No, he's told the gimmick. That's it. It's not the same guy, but...
Oh, no?
I think Adam Rose was a better wrestler. You see No Way Jose this week? Like, woof. Needs a lot of work.
Yeah, who did he wrestle this week on Raw?
Cesaro.
Oh, yeah. Well, what are you going to do? No Way Jose. All right, Big Johnny. Let's do what we came to do here on Dave and Johnny Live. Preview AEW's Fight for the Fallen.
There's quite a few more matches now they announced, right?
8 matches. 8 matches total. 2 on the pre-show. 6 on the main card.
Quite a few more. I feel like there's also 2 more women matches that we still don't know who the opponents are exactly, but I think we know. I think Baker's in one match, and Presley might be another match as well.
Oh, right. B. Priestley, who's the Stardom champion, and also Will Ospreay's girlfriend.
Ah, that's nice.
She is going to be making her AEW debut here. But I don't know who she's going to wrestle. But you're saying Britt Baker's also supposed to wrestle? Maybe they'll wrestle each other.
It would make sense, no? But that wasn't confirmed. It's just that they're supposed to appear kind of thing. So
yeah. And they're advertising Chris Jericho with a live microphone.
Right.
I don't know what that means, but I assume Jericho's going to cut some sort of scathing promo on something or someone or maybe all of AEW. I don't know. But I'm excited to hear what Jericho has to say because they're advertising him as part of the show doing some sort of promo. So it's going to be major. And then we know in August at All Out, the next AEW show, Jericho will be headlining against Hangman Page to determine the first ever AEW World Champion.
I think it's fair to say it's probably going to interfere after the Adam Page match, I think. After Adam Page probably wins, probably beat down, and then a promo.
Maybe. Adam Page will be wrestling Kip Sabian on this match. I don't know too much about Kip Sabian, but I assume the match will be excellent because
Right.
Adam Page is one of the best wrestlers in the world today.
But you don't expect Adam Page to lose because he's going for the world title, so...
Yeah. He should win because he's got that title match coming up.
Unless Jericho causes him to lose, but I still doubt that would happen.
Hangman is undefeated in AEW.
Well, 2 shows, but yeah, okay.
That's
good.
right. 2 shows. Here comes a third. Will he stay undefeated at All Out? What's your prediction?
It's
What's
tough.
your early feel?
I'm starting to feel Jericho's going to win now, actually.
I was saying Jericho from the start.
No, you said Omega, actually.
Well, he would have made sense, but he's
Right.
not in the match. As
Well-
soon as this match was made, I was like, oh, yeah, Jericho champion.
Well, when they first announced it, I'm like, Page would be great. He's got such great momentum behind him. Why not? But the more I think about it, the more it feels like Jericho would be a great first champion.
Jericho makes a lot of sense. That all-out show as well, we have Kenny Omega and John Moxley official for that. It's a good card already. 2 matches that I'm very excited about.
Well, Cody Rhodes and Shawn Spears as well.
I don't think that's official, but it's probably going to happen, right?
I feel like it is. It kind of has to almost. I feel like this is kind of weird for this show because you have a 6-man, and I don't think the partners for Shawn Spears really want to be with him, but they are with him.
Right. So it'll be Shawn Spears teaming with MJF and Sammy Guevara. I don't think Sammy Guevara really cares either way about what happened to Cody Rhodes.
Probably not.
But on the last show, Shawn Spears hit Cody with a chair, busted him open, and MJF, Cody's best friend, the salt of the earth, he went to help his buddy Cody, and he's very upset with Shawn Spears, but they have to team at Fight for the Fallen here. And they're going to be taking on Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, and Joey Janela.
I think
That should be a really fun match. I don't know what's going to happen. MJF and Shawn Spears are going to have some sort of beef.
Yeah.
But, hey, who knows?
Well, I'm just glad they're adding more star power to their pre-show because even JR criticized the fact that it felt like they didn't take the pre-show serious enough. So they really needed to make the pre-show feel like it's not just filler. And I completely agree with that. He's 100% right. Because it kind of felt like that last time. It was the worst part of Fyter Fest was the pre-show.
Yeah, and this pre-show will have one of the librarians, but the different librarian.
Okay.
Last time it was Leva Bates. This time it's going to be Sonny Kiss taking on Peter Avalon. So 2 matches on the pre-show, that 6-man tag, and then Sonny Kiss and Peter Avalon. I fully expect Sonny Kiss to get the victory here. I think they're going to keep jobbing out the librarians.
I'm guessing so. But I haven't really seen much of Sonny Kiss besides what we saw him in the Battle Royal.
Yeah, well,
Which
now we're
was
going to
not-
see more.
He was not in that very long, I found.
No. This will be a nice way to spotlight Sonny Kiss, and we'll find out a little bit more about him.
Well, you're really starting to see that it's quite an in-depth kind of roster that AEW has. I mean, people say there's not a lot of stars, but they got quite a bit of talent that they haven't even introduced yet. So
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of talent, and they've only had, what, this is their 3rd show?
right.
So here we go. We're figuring out what AEW is. So we're going to have the librarian. There was a funny bit on the Being the Elite
Okay.
where they were talking about how much people really didn't seem to like the librarian.
The match or just the gimmick?
Just the match, the gimmick, everything.
Okay.
And they're like, we're going to give them more librarian, so it's going to be so much librarian. I think every pre-show is going to have a librarian match, so
Great.
get ready for more of the librarian. The Young Bucks have heard your call, and they are giving you what you don't want, which is more librarian. I think they're going to eventually turn you around, and you're going to want to see the librarian.
Well, I think everyone has a bad match here and there. It just happened, unfortunately, at that particular time. Hopefully next time around it won't be as bad.
Did you watch? So you haven't been watching Being the Elite.
No.
Did you watch the Road to Fight for the Fallen shows that they had?
They only had like 2, didn't they?
3 of them on YouTube.
3? I didn't see those.
You didn't see them at all.
No.
So you knew they existed, you didn't watch them.
Correct.
I feel like to really appreciate AEW and to really enjoy the product, you kind of have to watch the YouTube shows too.
It's kind of a bummer if that's the sense. Like,
why? Like, that's where you get your promos. And they're actually entertaining. Like, I enjoy those shows. They're very good. The Brandy Rhodes promo on the Fight for the Fallen, where she's talking about her figure skating and she starts crying about it, it was, like, very well done. Got the emotions over perfectly. Great stuff. You should have seen that, John. You should watch that. It's very good, and it'll get you more excited for the match.
so you want me to feel for Brandy Rhodes? Like,
Yeah.
it's really hard to feel for her because I really find she's one of the biggest jerks in AEW,
Well,
character-wise.
I don't know about that.
Cody too. It's kind of weird. Like,
Cody's a babyface, is he not?
Is he a babyface? I find when he wrestles, he's wrestling as a heel. When he was like being a bully to Darby Allin, being a bully to his brother a bit too. Like, I'm supposed to cheer for this guy? It's kind of weird.
So is Sean Spears a good guy?
You know, like, I feel he was kind of justified in a sense because Cody is the one who bashed him, saying, "No, he's a good hand, but he's not a main event guy. He's a good like enhancement kind of guy." I would be super pissed about that too.
Interesting.
So
So
Cody
there
might
you
be
go.
the heel.
Well, interesting perspective. And if you watched Fight for the Fallen, the road to whatever, you would see a really good promo that Cody and Dustin did about the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks have been making fun of Cody and Dustin on their YouTube show, Being the Elite,
Okay.
saying, covering themselves in fake blood, saying, "I don't need a partner. I don't need whatever, a friend. I need my older brother." And he's like,
Right.
they're making fun of him constantly. And, the Rhodes brothers are a little bit mad about it. And Cody's talking about how they were in a meeting recently. And Tony Khan was talking about the Rhodes brothers and how they were a very successful tag team and how they were critically acclaimed. Like, the wrestling critics thought that they were a very good tag team. And Kenny Omega was like, "Really?" And Cody, like, took exception to that. He was a little bit upset. He was like, well, what? You're saying you don't know that we're good? He's like, I know. I've been watching you guys. I know what you guys are doing. And it was a really good promo. I'm not doing it any justice. You should watch it to see what Cody said. And it built heat for the match. Like, it got me way more invested in this match, Cody and Dustin versus the Young Bucks, which I assume will be the main event of this card.
Yeah, I would think so. It's got the biggest star power, I think, throughout the whole show, unless Jericho is doing something, but I don't think that's going to lead to a match. So,
No.
yeah, I definitely think this is probably going to be the main event.
Yeah.
It's just hard to believe that these guys are against each other when it's, all elite wrestling and they're part of the elite together. It's really hard to believe that this is a feud.
Watch the promo. Like, see, that's the problem, John. This is what I'm saying about appreciating the pay-per-view and being more hyped for it by watching the kind of countdown shows that they do. The promos suck you in and they get you fully invested in matches that you might not have been invested in. Like, I was fully invested in Darby Allin before I saw him wrestle because of the road to Fyter Fest. It's part of being an AEW fan. And if you really want to enjoy AEW, you should be watching Being the Elite on a weekly basis and also the road to shows that they're doing. And they're very short. Like, Being the Elite, it's like 15 to 20 minutes a week. And then these road to shows, they did 3 of them in the past couple of weeks or maybe a month.
All right.
Month and a half. And they're like 10, 15 minutes each. It's not a lot of time you have to invest. Considering how much time people invest watching boring promos on Monday Night Raw, At least watch this. It's entertaining. It's good stuff, and it works. It's very well done. It's a different way of selling a match. And I think to really appreciate AEW, you have to watch that stuff too. And, of course, this show. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment.
Yeah, you should do that for sure.
The AEW preview shows that we do. Now, exceptionally, John, we will not be doing an AEW post show. We will not be on after AEW Fight for the Fallen. I'm going to be out of town on Saturday, so we won't be able to do it.
Good to know.
But we will be on live after WWE Extreme Rules on Sunday. Are you going to be here?
I might be out of town, actually, on Sunday. So.
All right. Well, I'll be here after Extreme Rules on Sunday. So there's that. And, of course, Wrestling Uncensored this week will be the preview show to WWE Extreme Rules. So Cody and Dustin against the Young Bucks. Should be a great match. Who do you have going over?
I'd go with the Bucks because I don't feel that Cody and Dustin, this is going to be a tag team that you'll see week to week, where the Young Bucks you will.
I agree. 100%. Okay. Kenny Omega against Shima.
I think it'll be a good match, but again, Kenny, after losing the first pay-per-view, I think they're going to build him up, so I'd go with Kenny.
I'm not sure. The Young Bucks were having a creative meeting on being the Elite.
All right.
And one of the things on their to-do list, or one of their kind of things on their paper, it wasn't a to-do list per se, but one of the questions was, should Kenny be a jobber?
He's not, though. He won the last match. He's not a jobber.
I don't know. He lost to Jericho. Maybe he'll lose to Moxley. Maybe he'll lose to Shima. Maybe Kenny's a jobber in AEW for now. That was just a funny little bit. And they were like Barry, the Good Brothers, but they crossed that out because I guess the Good Brothers re-signed with WWE or something. You should watch Being the Elite, man. You're missing a lot, okay? So I agree with you. I think the Bucks will win. I think Kenny might lose to Shima. I'm going to go with Shima to win. I mean, It would make sense for Kenny to win because he's Kenny Omega, but no, I'm going to go with Shima. I think they're going to push Shima, and Kenny's going to lose to him.
Wow, that's very surprising, but okay.
How about Brandy Rhodes and Allie?
That's kind of tough. I'm going to go with Brandy because this is her first match, so I think she would win her first match.
Yeah.
And I don't bet against the Elite usually, so I wouldn't bet against Brandy.
I would go with Brandy as well. Just makes sense. I think you want to push her as a strong character going forward. She is one of the most recognizable faces in their women's division.
Yeah.
If not the most, right?
Probably the most.
Like, who's more known and recognized than Brandy Rhodes in their women's division? You had Awesome Kong there. You know, you got a lot of Japanese ladies, but they're not that well known in North America.
Awesome Kong, that's questionable, but okay.
But Awesome Kong, is she there full time? She was at one show.
Right. I don't know. It
Brandy,
was a nice spot.
I think Brandy you want to put over, and I would have her over Allie.
Allie won the last time, right? In the last show, so.
Yeah, she beat the librarian, Leva Bates.
There you go. She got a win, so yeah, give Brandy a win this time.
How about the six-man? Who do you have winning that thing? Jimmy Havoc, Darby Allin, Joey Janela against MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Shawn Spears.
Yeah, I'd have Shawn Spears going over because Shawn Spears, again, hasn't won a match. You want to, I think, build him up for Cody, so I think they'd win, and Shawn Spears, I think, should get the pin.
That makes a lot of sense. I'm with that all the way. Darby Allin, big talent, but, you know, he went the distance, 30-minute time limit with Cody. Didn't lose. He's over already.
Right.
Joey Janela is a big star for them. Jimmy Havoc. Did you hear What's Phantom in Japan this week?
It dropped? Wow, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, the new episode of What's Phantom in Japan, the New Japan podcast that I do with the Green Phantom, is on our website right now, ringsidereport.net.
Not on YouTube, though.
It's not a YouTube show.
It used to be.
No.
Some episodes were.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
So that's why I didn't know. Like, I didn't see that, so.
Well, it's iTunes and on the website, and you can download it.
Okay.
It's an audio-only show. It's not a video show.
Well, that's all right. I just didn't realize.
Not yet, anyways.
Okay.
But we previewed the G1. Cool. G1 Climax 29.
You guys talked that Moxley apparently wasn't blocked by AEW. He just had a prior engagement.
Really?
That's what he says. I don't know if you believe that, but.
I don't know. I don't know what the deal is with Moxley and New Japan. All I know is he's got a match coming up on Saturday against Taichi that he better be ready for. Moxley should be in Tokyo right now because he's got a big old match with Taichi. And he's going to have a serious time going through the B block of New Japan Pro Wrestling. He's going to take on Tomohiro Ishii. He's going to take on Hiroki Goto. He's going to take on Tetsuya Naito. He's going to take on a lot of tough gentlemen that will hit him hard and dump him on his head. I hope Mr. Moxley is prepared.
Well, it's not as bad as Ibushi. Like, that's pretty bad. Like, I saw the photo you tweeted about him. That's rough.
And that was the first match he had with Kenta. That was to a dive to the outside. He hurt his ankle quite severely. And he's going to continue with 8 more matches over the next month. And not easy matches either. He'll be wrestling guys like Will Ospreay, Kazuchika Okada, Hiroshi Tanahashi. The A block is no joke either.
Right.
And all that is coming up over the next month in New Japan. I'm very excited for all the Japanese wrestling we're going to see. It's good that AEW's kind of taking a break during the G1. Like, they're having this card here on Saturday. The G1 really starts on Saturday in Japan. I know it started last week in Dallas, Texas, but, you know, that was the first night of the A block. It's going to start, you know, the whole tournament in Japan on Saturday. And AEW's doing their show, but they're taking a break till August 31st. Okay. And the G1's going to be done, like, I think the 14th of August. So it's good we can focus on New Japan while AEW kind of gets ready for TV in the fall and All Out on August 31st.
And the SummerSlam build-up, too.
Yeah, whatever.
I understand your priorities.
Whatever. As a wrestling fan right now, I'm more concerned with AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. Whatever WWE's doing is like third on the list of my interest.
I don't know. I'm always interested when a pay-per-view comes up because I thought the last pay-per-view was kind of solid.
I'm going to watch Extreme Rules, you know?
Right.
I mean, I'm watching the shows no matter what. I'm watching everything, but I'm just saying I enjoy AEW and New Japan a little bit more these days than I'm enjoying WWE.
I understand that, but I just feel WWE, especially if you have Extreme Rules, it could be interesting.
All right. SCU, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky taking on the Lucha Brothers.
That's huge.
Money. That's money.
It's a big match.
It's a huge match in the tag team division. It's a great match. I'm going to go with the Lucha Brothers to go over in this one. They're one of the best tag teams in the world. And, hey, you got to love the Lucha Brothers. This match is going to be sick.
It could be a match tonight quite easily. I agree with you. I think Lucha Brothers, because they've also haven't won, I think, since starting AEW. So that's kind of weird. They should win. This is also SCU at their full strength. When it's with Daniels, that's when they're full strength. But it's only the two of them, so I see them losing this one.
Yeah, it's not a 6-man tag. Daniels is going to be there, but just ringside.
Right. So, yeah, I think they'll lose this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Lucha Brothers. Man, this should be great. Kazarian and Scorpio against the Lucha Brothers. Could be match of the night. On a card that, you know, it's going to be... This is a very good card.
It's solid.
Like, Cody and Dustin against the Bucks, that's money. Kenny Omega against Shima. Kenny Omega against anyone in a one-on-one match right now. Doesn't matter who.
Right.
It's money.
Right. I agree.
SCU against the Lucha Brothers, like, my goodness. Hangman Page in a one-on-one match against anybody right now is money. Because you see him so infrequently. Like, man, when you see Hangman, it's like, oh, it's an event. It means something.
They still have to build it up, but I agree. I think people will catch on eventually.
Finally, we have the Dark Order. Evil Uno and Stu Grayson taking on Angelico and Jack Evans, taking on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. It is a 3-way tag team match where the winner will advance for an opportunity at a first-round bye in the AEW Tag Team Title Tournament.
So like what we had at the last show.
Was it the last show or the show before?
I feel it was the last show.
It was the last show. They had a 3-way, yeah. And the best friends,
right.
Chucky T and Trent Beretta, they won a first-round bye in the tournament, beating SCU and Private Party. Kind of disappointed Private Party's not on this card. They were awesome.
They'll be in the tournament, though, so I wouldn't be too worried about it.
Yeah, we'll see them soon. But the winners of this match will advance to get a bye in the Tag Team Title Tournament. Do you know these guys, the Dark Order, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson?
I know Uno, not Stupefied so much.
Not who?
It used to be called Stupefied.
Stupefied.
Yeah. Or Player Dos.
Have you wrestled these guys? Because they're
I've never
Canadian guys, right? Where are they from?
I believe from Gatineau, if I'm not mistaken.
Gatineau, Quebec.
Yeah. So I've never wrestled them. I know Jeremy Prophet wrestled, I think both of them, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But
I think Phantom maybe wrestled them.
Oh, I'm almost positive he's wrestled
Phantom
them.
knows those guys,
Yeah. Pretty sure he's team, tag, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in AEW. Good Canadian guys taking on Angelico and Jack Evans. And Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. I'm going to go with the Dark Order for the win.
Me as well, just because I feel like they've been pushed very strong, yet haven't wrestled. So I feel if you're going to push someone that strong, their debut match, they should win.
So I just refreshed the page, John, and there's a new match that has just been added as we're talking.
Because I believe the buy-in show is happening as we speak, or it just happened before.
The buy-in show?
For AEW?
What do you mean?
Didn't they have like another kind of pre-show kind of thing? AEW?
I don't know.
Anyways, I think maybe that's where it came from.
Well, there's a new match that has just been announced, and it'll solve the women's match. It's going to be Britt Baker and Riho taking on B. Priestley and Shoko Nakajima.
Oh, there you go. Everything's solved now.
A women's tag team match.
Is
I'm
this
gonna
on
go
pre-show
with,
or?
It's supposed to be on the main show. Doesn't say it's on the pre-show. Right now, the pre-show is just Kiss versus Avalon and the 6-man.
Okay.
So this will be a women's tag team match. I'm going with the Stardom champion, B. Priestley, and Shoko Nakajima for the win. Like, I wonder what the deal is. Remember, Pac couldn't wrestle in AEW, or at least couldn't lose because he was a Dragon Gate champion.
Right.
Priestley is the Stardom champion. I think she'll probably win.
Right. I think you should probably win, but I feel like it's a different Fed, so it's a different kind of setup kind of thing. So that's why. I think with Dragon Gate, they're kind of a bit more less lenient, I think, on Pac, what he does and what he doesn't do.
Maybe.
Also, didn't like the Bucks say, like, Pac's coming. It's just...
Yeah, they're working on getting him into the promotion. He's just not there yet.
Right. So, it's going to happen.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I think it's going to be a solid show.
Who do you think's going to win the tag match?
I'll go with your pick because I'm not sure.
All right, cool. I think the show is going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. Saturday night. It's going to be a big Saturday of professional wrestling. In the early morning, we're going to have New Japan B Block, Jon Moxley versus Taichi. Let me pull up the matches we're going to see here on the first night of B Block in Tokyo, because it's just a great day of pro wrestling. When you have Moxley, Taichi, Hiroki Goto versus Jay White, Toru Yano versus Tetsuya Naito. That should be fun. Tomohiro Ishii versus Jeff Cobb. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness, that's going to be match of the night right there. And Juice Robinson against Shingo Takagi. Ooh. Money.
It's good.
That's big wrestling. And then we have AEW's Fight for the Fallen at night. There's also a UFC show going on. Ryan Hall's fighting on the UFC card on the prelims, so that's cool.
Uriah Faber too, no?
Yeah, Faber's in the co-main event against my boy, Ricky Simon. And he kind of looks like me. It's weird.
Did you look it up if you were related?
No, I don't think we're related at all.
Okay.
I don't even think it's properly pronounced Simon. I think it's Ricky Simon.
Oh, okay.
I think he's like Spanish.
Never mind.
It's possible. My mom did one of those genetic tests, and like there's a little bit of Spanish there somewhere, so maybe...
Yeah, you never know.
Possibly. Very distantly related, but my mom's not the Simon side, so that wouldn't even make sense, would it?
Not so much.
Nope. I'm not related to Ricky Simon, but he's fighting Uriah Faber in the co-main event of that UFC card in Sacramento. So that's Saturday. There's a UFC show that I'm going to watch. There's AEW Fight for the Fallen that I'm going to watch. And there's the New Japan Pro Wrestling that I'm going to watch as well. Wow. I don't know when I'm going to watch it because I'm going to be totally out of town. Hopefully I'll get home in time to watch some of the Fight for the Fallen and UFC card, and I'll watch New Japan later. I don't know. And then Sunday, more New Japan Pro Wrestling on Sunday because it's the G1. It is relentless. There are going to be some wrestling cards for me, Johnny North, on Sunday, on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's like nonstop, right?
Wow.
So just next week for the G1, it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then a little break, and then back on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So Sunday is going to be awesome, too. You got Okada versus Zack Sabre Jr.
Should be good.
Kenta versus Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, of course.
Evil versus Kota Ibushi. Will Ospreay versus Sonata. And Lance Archer versus Bad Luck Fale. And then at night, WWE Extreme Rules.
Didn't Lance Archer win too, by the way? Beat Will Ospreay?
Yeah, he beat Ospreay. You didn't see that card?
I just heard about it.
How come I'm watching all the wrestling? You're not watching anything. You're watching 13 Reasons Why. I'm watching Slammiversary. I'm watching the G1 card in Dallas.
Right.
I'm watching everything else. I'm watching the UFC pay-per-view.
Well,
You could watch me watch the UFC pay-per-view. We were on YouTube last weekend.
I did watch that.
Oh, you watched that. So you
Yeah.
watched us watch the UFC pay-per-view,
Yeah.
but you didn't join us for the UFC pay-per-view. You could have been in the room, although I don't know if there was any space for you. You're a very large man, and we have like 5 dudes in here. This is the biggest show we've ever had. We've never had We've never had that many people in the studio at once.
I didn't realize you had that many microphones too, as well.
Well, we had 5 dudes, 4 mics.
I didn't know you had 4 mics. Thought you had 3. That was it.
We got 4.
That was impressive. It was fun too watching your reactions. I think that was the best part about it was you saw some great knockouts, and then to see you guys react after what happened to Ben Askren, that was the highlight for sure.
Yeah, right? And you could watch it over on the YouTube channel right now. Go subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment, like the other video. And there's a video on our YouTube channel where it's just our reactions.
Okay.
Like it's a shorter video because the watch along was like 2 hours. But there's another video on the channel that's like 8 minutes where you just see our reactions of the knockouts and a little bit of the John Jones fight. So you see our reaction for the George Masvidal Ben Askren knockout, the 5-second knockout. You see
Right.
our reaction to Amanda Nunes knocking out Holly Holm. You see our reaction to was there another knockout I'm forgetting?
Rockhold got knocked out.
Yeah, Rockhold getting knocked out. You see AJ's sad face when his boy Rockhold gets
Well, he
knocked
complained
out.
because it was a shot to the back of the head, he said. Like,
Did anybody else see the shot to the back of the head?
I didn't even see it. Like, I'm just watching you guys talk about it. So
Yeah, I think a lot of people were doing that too. Like a lot of people maybe weren't watching the pay-per-view at all.
right.
You don't want to pay for the pay-per-view, right? Just watch us on YouTube. It's free.
That's it.
You don't get to see what's actually going on, but you get to see us react, and then we'll tell you what happened.
Exactly. So that's what I did.
There you go.
It was fun.
We watch UFC, so you don't have to.
I guess that's right.
That's right. We get the pay-per-views. All right, Big Johnny. What else? Anything?
Well,
You want to check out the comments?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. What are people saying?
Wally says Jericho for the win. He says he liked the librarian.
Wow.
Wally
Okay.
also agrees. He says the YouTube shows make it. It's like watching Embedded before a UFC. It makes you more excited to see the fights. Join Wally and I on the YouTube shows. It helps make the card a lot more fun when you're watching AEW.
I found it was fun to discover Darby Allin watching him wrestle. Not so much talking. I saw him talking, I'm like, I'm not that interested. But then I saw him wrestle, and I'm like, now I'm interested. So it doesn't always work with promos.
All right. Well, Freddie Garcia is on the channel,
Wow, again.
and he says, happy birthday, Johnny.
Thank you, Fred. I appreciate that.
There you go. I tweeted out happy birthday to you.
You did. I
And then it
appreciate that.
elicited a lot of other happy birthdays. It was nice to see, like, I put it out there, and then people are like, oh, hey, Johnny North, we love
Yeah.
you.
Thanks.
All the love for Johnny North this week. The
good.
big man, the man, Johnny North.
It's good.
What else do we have, Johnny? Are we wrapping up this sucker?
Did you? I guess you don't watch 90 Days because you don't watch 90 Days anymore.
I watched some of 90 Day Fiancé, but not the most recent episode. I'm like way
Okay.
behind. So I
Well-
watched a bit.
We're getting close to the tell-all, so
Okay, well,
get ready.
I'll try and catch up for the tell-all.
That's good.
How about that?
Oh, it'll be
Because
exciting.
the tell-all is my favorite part. And I did see a commercial for the family Chantel. Like, that is a show that's really happening.
Yeah, well,
And
they
they're going to
kinda,
get the families against each other. Just madness. And I saw Pedro's mother say to Chantel that if she was there that night, she would have beat up, like, her sister
Right, yeah.
and her mother and everybody. Like, man, Pedro's mom is going hard.
a little bit. Also, did you see his sister like curse out Chantel as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some rough stuff, terrible stuff. but they're just going to have their own little show now, so they're still trying to work through their problems, which is quite amazing.
Are they just doing it to get a show, though? Like, this is just make-believe heat when the cameras are there.
Maybe, but you're going through so much garbage, and you're being yelled at right in your face like that. I can't imagine she appreciates that much, especially Chantel. It seems like she walks away when there's ever confrontations like that, and then like she decides like, oh well, I'll put up with it. But I don't know how much longer she's gonna want to put up with that, especially if they have a whole show just about them. That could be really chaotic.
Yeah, I don't know what that show's gonna be, but I do look forward to watching it. I saw a little bit of The Other Way. Have you been watching that?
No, not The Other Way.
You haven't watched that at all?
No.
It's weird.
I imagine. I don't know if I'd really like it, actually.
Saw that there's like that American lady who goes to India with the much younger man.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's working out. He wants her to dress more like a conservative Indian lady, and
Right.
she doesn't want to do it.
I imagine not.
Saw that. Saw the American lady who goes to South Africa to be with the guy who just comes out of rehab. They get to South Africa and they go
Okay.
pick him up out of rehab for gambling addiction. And the guy in rehab's like, yeah, so he's got gambling addiction, but this addiction could come out in other ways. It could be, pornography. It could be alcohol. It could be cocaine. It could be anything. So just watch out for anything. And she's
Wow.
like, cool. And then they're gonna get married, and then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna have a bachelor party. And she's like, if he has a bachelor party, like, we're not getting married. This isn't happening. And I think he's drinking, and there's strippers involved. Like, it's a whole thing. He's partying fresh out of rehab. And I understand he wasn't partying because, he wasn't in rehab because of alcohol or whatever. It was gambling, but still, man, he's teetering on the edge. He's got this woman who came all the way from the United States to go live in South Africa now with her son.
Right.
Eeh.
That's pretty bad.
Oh, it's a bad scene. I hope she goes back to the States. She probably has already. This was filmed a couple months ago, so who knows?
What about the guy who had the kid with the girl? He used to be on the show before. Just 90 Days.
Paul and Carini.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a weird deal where Paul can't get Carini over to the United States, and Paul, I think, is being kicked out of Brazil because he's got some sort of criminal charges against him.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, so he's not allowed to be in Brazil. So she's there pregnant in Brazil, and he, I think, gets to Brazil and is told he can't stay there permanently because he's got terrorism charges or something. I'm going off the commercials and the little bits I see. Because when you watch 90 Day Fiancé, you watch a bit of the episode, and then they're like, coming up, here's the good stuff that we're going to show you later.
Right.
And that's what I saw. So I'm not sure exactly what went on, but it seems like Paul's having trouble staying in Brazil. It's a total mess.
It usually is.
Yeah. Not great. 90 Day Fiancé.
Fun times.
Great show. All right. Check us out for more on the YouTube channel. We will be back tomorrow for Wrestling Uncensored.
Yeah.
How about that? We will be talking about WWE Extreme Rules. We will preview the entire card for you, and then I will be back on the YouTube channel right here after Extreme Rules on Sunday night. Johnny might be here, but he might not.
Why not?
And if he's not here, we'll have some sort of replacement.
Ben Simon.
Hopefully he stays awake this time.
Well, I think it was just because of the John Jones fight. I think
So
that's
boring.
Right, so I think that was the problem. I think if it wasn't for that, it would have been okay. If it would have been like a crazy fight, like
Yeah.
you saw before, it would have been all right. But that's it. You guys got so excited early on, and then...
Let down.
Yeah. So.
Great card up until the main event.
Well, it's not like it was a bad fight. Don't you want to see something like that where it's a back and forth kind of thing?
Was it back and forth?
Well, you tell me. You watched it. I didn't see it.
Oh, no. It felt more like Jones was winning every round.
Well, why was it a split decision victory then?
I don't know.
Okay, bad judges.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fun.
Watch Ringside Report. We talked all about it.
Okay.
All right. That's also available on the YouTube channel. We were live last night, 8 p.m. Watch the show right now because this show's over. So you can go watch Ringside Report, watch us talk MMA. How about that, Johnny? Go watch. That's what you're going to do right now, right?
Yeah, I'll probably do that later.
There you go. See ya.